Hello! Welcome back to my channel. How are you today? In the second part of the series, we will continue with brain's parts and their functions. Ooh, I'm excited to tell you about all these. Let's begin! We will start with the skull and what we have in it except for the brain matter. Then we will take a trip in the brain from the bottom to the top. The brain parts will be classified in three main groups: the hindbrain, midbrain, and forebrain. And the parts falling under these three will be given with their functions.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you!
Aye, aye, Captain!
Oh!
Under our skulls, there are a couple of layers called meninges till we get to our brain. We have three layers of them: dura mater, arachnoid, and pia mater. Dura mater is tough matter in Latin. It's a thick and dense layer of membrane attached to the skull. Arachnoid is the second membrane, and guess what? It's spider-like in Latin because it looks like a spider web. It's transparent and fibrous and it cushions our brains. Next, the pia mater. In Latin, this one is the tender mother. Aren't all these names so freaking cute? Who came up with them? I don't know who, but thank you. Anyway, the pia mater is a soft, thin, and delicate membrane attached to the brain tissue. We have blood vessels all over our membranes, but pia mater is the highly vascular one. All these three are there for one main purpose, that is acting as resilient supports for brain's protection and supporting vascular system in the skull. Look, can you see the weird cavities here? So our brains have holes inside them? Yes! They're called ventricles. They're not just holes though, they're similar to veins, but not exactly. These guys produce and transport cerebrospinal fluid in our brains and spinal cord. What is cerebrospinal fluid? It's a clear, watery liquid. It cushions our gentle brain and technically cleans and feeds our central nervous system. It's actually all around our brains. How cool is that? Magic brain juice. Magic brain juice. It's so much fun to say. I'll say it again. Magic brain juice. We also have arteries, veins, nerves all around the brain. They all have their own fancy names too, but I'm not going to get into those details. Now it's time to talk about our wrinkly meat chunks. Before we continue, I might need to clarify a few things. There are a couple of different ways to categorize brain regions. We will go on with a three-part division: hindbrain, midbrain, and forebrain. So let's start. This part works relentlessly on functions keeping us alive. It has two parts. This long guy here is called the brainstem, and this fascinating tree-looking part is called the cerebellum. The brainstem might look like it's just a lump of meat, but no! It actually has two little sections, here and here. This round-shaped part is the pons, the bridge in Latin. It does act as a bridge between the lower and upper pieces. Not only that, it's also associated with breathing, sleeping, receiving and coordinating a lot of face and head-related movements. If you can show your emotions on your face, chew, move your eyes to catch images, that's thanks to pons. Underneath we have sneaky medulla oblongata, the part that makes you cough uncontrollably in the middle of crowded public transportation. That's one of its functions, controlling involuntary reflexes such as sneezing or swallowing. Additionally, its duties include controlling your blood flow, blood pressure, breathing, heart rate. Considering its close proximity to the neck, it helps with head and neck movements, mouth moves needed in speech, simply a lot of things.
Oh, I know lots of things.
Look, it even has a section called olives. These connect the medulla oblongata with the movement center, which is our next part to dive into. We have this tree-like beauty here, the cerebellum. A lot of neurons are packed in here. And as you can guess, the cerebellum has its own divided regions. Actually, all brain parts have those specific regions in themselves, but I decided not to talk about every single one in detail, since it might take a long time to go through each. Anyway, cerebellum has a variety of roles. Main ones are controlling voluntary movement, maintaining balance, and some crucial cognitive functions too. Each time you do any coordinated or controlled movement, it's a bit up to your cerebellum. So, for instance, if you're playing a computer game for the first time, if you're trying your best on the court or trying out your unique dance moves, you're doing what? Using your cerebellum. Let's imagine you're trying to learn how to play the guitar. Your fingers struggle a bit at first, you can't position them correctly or timing is wrong, it's hard. Only after practicing enough, the movements of your fingers get engraved in your cerebellum and ta-da! You can even play advanced songs without breaking a sweat. It's activated when learned motor skills are used, so whenever you're walking, driving a car, smoothly touching the keys of the piano at the right time to pull your audience's heartstrings, you're using what you chiseled in your cerebellum. You never forget how to ride a bike, right? Yeah, that's because your cerebellum obsessively sticks to it. So, that was the hindbrain. Let's continue with the next part. If we take one more step ahead, we'll see the midbrain. It's smaller compared to other brain parts, and you might see it categorized within either the brainstem or the forebrain. This overlap is the reason why I insist on clarifying brain classifications to keep the terminology clear. The difference in approaches is understandable because the midbrain connects closely to both the brainstem and the forebrain. Sure, it's pretty small, but this guy is working hard to get you to move, see, and hear correctly, okay? Eye movements and auditory and visual processing depend on the midbrain. Controlling involuntary movements, such as pupil dilation, is one of its many duties. But wait, didn't I say the medulla oblongata controls involuntary reflexes? Are they doing the same thing? Nope. The medulla manages more basic involuntary reflexes, such as breathing and heart rate. The medulla and pons go hand in hand in managing those. Midbrain focuses more on sensory reflexes, such as pupil dilation and spooky startle reaction to loud noises, and especially auditory and visual ones. While the midbrain focuses on sensory ones, the medulla controls protective reflexes. Sneezing, coughing, vomiting, basically anything designed to keep external disturbances from hurting your body. So, as you can see, we're not talking about the same involuntary reflexes here. Another thing the midbrain is responsible for is something very essential: sleeping. Wait, I did just say the pons controlled sleeping. The same thing is happening again. So what? Why? Are they really doing the same thing? Well, these two complement each other in that, but they handle sleeping differently. The pons is your sleep regulator, especially for REM sleep. Meanwhile, the midbrain focuses on wakefulness, keeping you alert during the day and helping you transition from sleep to wakefulness. Last but not least, the midbrain acts as a highway transferring information to the other parts, especially some nerves carrying auditory and visual information. I told you, it's a small bud accomplishing a lot. That was the midbrain. I think I'll continue with the forebrain in the next video. I thought I could cover all the brain parts in one go, but animating and recording everything is quite the challenge. Don't get me wrong though, I think all this production process is delightful. I'm having a lot of fun. It just takes time. So the most complicated and admired part will get its own spotlight in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you have any extra information to share, I would love to hear it. Please leave a comment below. Stay tuned. Avoid geese. Balance your diet. See you in the next one. Bye.